Good afternoon, everybody. Welcome. How many of you have been to a New England Women's Policy Conference before? One. You're all newbies. Two, three, four. Okay, great. Well, my name is Amy Zucchero. I work with Ignite, and this is my colleague, Sara, Guillermo. And we are really pleased to be hosting the first ever Young Women's Political Leadership track in the New England region for this conference. We were here 2 years ago as a presenter and have been in cahoots ever since to make this happen and get some more young, fresh kind of perspectives in the room. So thank you. And I felt like it was a really phenomenal morning. I hope you all did too. But we were sitting a lot, right? So we are going to have you up and about. This isn't typically the room we do type of room we do trainings in. But first we thought we would just do a bit of introductions of ourselves and our organization and some of our reps that are here. And then also, I just wanted to we both wanted to get a sense of who's in the room and where you all came from. So I'm going to do a popcorn kind of thing with that. And then we'll dive into the A and Z crash course of running for office, right? Yes. That's what we're doing. Okay. I introduced myself. I will tell you, spent some time we're based in California, but we're a national organization, Ignite. Ignite does political leadership training for young women, high school and college age. We have programming in about 20 states right now? 22 states right now across the country. I always love to come back to New England. I did my master's up at UMass Amherst. Do I have any UMass Amherst folks in the room?
Yay!
Thank you. Yeah, so it's always really fun to come back and be in the area and to see some snow, right? Yeah. So I will turn it over to Sara, who will introduce herself and some of her staff that are here, and then we'll get started.
Yeah, I think everyone was here this morning for the Young and Running plenary. Yes. Did we love it? Yes. Thank you. All in our brain. Very lovely. So I'm Sara Guillermo. I'm the Chief Program Officer for Ignite. I met our founder and president, Ann Moses, in 2009, a few months before the organization became a C3. I served as one of her high school facilitators, teaching the program at a 6th through 12th grade school. And then in 2015, the organization pivoted a little bit, and Amy and I both joined the team that year and are serving as part of our senior leadership team to grow our programming and to escalate young women at the gates to run for office. And so we are super pumped to be here. I wanted to share or introduce you to a couple of folks on our team that are here with us today. Stewart is our Fellowship Program Director. Yay, Tiara! And then Ray, where are you? Oh, Rayniqua Victorine is our Boston Fellow.
Everybody's going to need to get to know Rayniqua before you leave here.
And you're going to see her email in your inbox very often. And yes, lots of love. And then last but not least, our fellow in Chicago, Alyssa Medmia, is here to join us as well. And so you'll hear a little bit about our fellows' stories in some of the pieces to color our experiences with our Run for Office training, because they've been doing lots of this different work already. And then we want to make this as interactive as possible, so please feel free to chime in if you have some of these experiences as well. I'm sure this whole entire group wants to learn about them too. How much more do you want me to go into?
Does anybody have any questions about what Ignite does and who Ignite is? We really didn't get much of a chance to introduce ourselves in that sense. Everybody know?
By the end, we have 4 hours together today, so we'll be real good.
So ground rules, ask questions, get up, move around. Again, this is not the style of the room that we normally do this in, so we want you to feel comfortable and interact as much as possible with your peers. I did want to ask just kind of a quick question. Really quickly, where are you all from? Can I get a sense of who all is based here in Boston and goes to school here in Boston? Okay, great. And that's with Wellesley, BU, Simmons, and what else? Northeastern? Do I have Northeastern? UMass Boston. Say that again? Framingham, yeah, Framingham. And UMass Boston, did I hear Suffolk? Suffolk, great. Awesome, welcome. Do we have any people from Vermont? Tell me more. Where are you from?
I'm from Burlington, Vermont.
Okay. And do you go to school in Vermont as well?
Well, actually go to Syracuse University.
Allie.
I know. Are you from Syracuse as well? That's awesome.
We are not old. I'm like, we are not old. I don't know.
Anybody from Western Mass area? I said that, but okay. So where do you all go to school?
We all go to school in like either Springfield or Hadley, Amherst.
Yep. Okay. Great. And I saw one person from UMass Amherst here somewhere. Yes. Thank you. Oh, okay. Well.
And I know we have high school students in the room,
right?
too.
Here we go. Yeah.
We have high school students.
There's some high
in the
school
room.
students. Yeah. How about Maine? Maine?
Ooh, and a middle schooler.
No Maines? I know I have some Connecticut's. Who did I miss? New Hampshire. Right. Sorry. New Hampshire. There we go. Awesome. Okay. So I think one of the most beautiful things about New England is how close, really, we're from California, so our state's about the same size as New England. But it feels like there is a community sense and that people can come and learn from each other across so many different states. And so I think that was one of the exciting points that we wanted to do here. Have be here. You had a question. Are you? Oh, I missed Rhode Island. Of course. I'm sorry. Rhode Island and Connecticut. Well, I said okay. What school do you go to in Rhode Island?
I live in Massachusetts, but I commute to grad school at Brown.
Great. That's fabulous. Okay. Yes. Middle school. Where? Great. That's awesome. Look at this is so good. Okay. So I'm actually now going to ask us to do just a very quick kind of stand-up, pop-up exercise if you feel so compelled. I'm not going to call on you, but if someone could stand up and share their name and one thing they want to change in their community. And I think I'm supposed to hand you the mics, which is, I'm not going to be good at that. Come on.
Here we go. Emily.
And I just don't like to sit. My name is Emily. I'm from Gloucester. Woo! And I fight sex trafficking at a safe home in the Boston area. So I want to change trafficking, specifically sex trafficking, but all kinds should go away.
Thank you, Emily.
Thank you, Emily.
Hello, everyone. My name is Jamie. I'm currently a sophomore at Trinity College in Hartford, Connecticut. And one thing that I would love to change in my community is the lack of representation for differently abled individuals.
Great. Thank you, Jamie.
Thank you, Jamie. Anyone else?
Thank you. Hi, my name is Alexis. I am an alum of Simmons College Graduate School and work at the State House in Boston now. And through my work there, one thing that I would like to change in my community as well as other communities is making sex ed more inclusive as well as really, 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 really accurate.
Thank you. I'm going to come back. I'm going to ask you to meet me in the middle here. Nobody got it.
I know. I was going to start singing, but
It's okay.
it's already raining.
Thank you.
You're welcome.
Hi, I'm Erin DeVost. As you already know, I'm a graduate student at Syracuse University from Vermont. One thing I want to change in the community is break the stigma on herpes and to getting more health information resources out there. I have a podcast about herpes that's now globally, part of a global network, so really expanding beyond the community for that.
Thank you. Well, anybody else? Oh, good. I got a couple people down here. I'm going to go
look, we've
down
got a
here and then I'm
cluster.
come back up and get my exercise. Now I'm going to just
Are you
have
wearing your
pass
Fitbit
the,
today?
mic that way and go this way.
Do I need a stand?
Please.
Yes.
I have a list because
Oh, girl, go.
I'm just doing one. No, I'm just doing one. I'd like to make period products or like menstrual
Wait,
products.
what's your name? No one knows
Oh.
your name.
Fine. Tess Crooks. I'd like to make period products more accessible in the school because we buy them in bulk anyway. But for the little spinny things in the bathrooms, I want to take out the like coin insert thing so you can just spin it and products will come out. Yeah, because robotics already like agreed to do it, but the school just needs to get on board. But
Yeah. Will you pass the mic
Great.
down that way, please?
yeah.
Hello, my name is Maya Sanquez, and I kind of work with food justice, and I founded the organization Healthy Food Activists, and I kind of want to work towards...
You totally
I know you want to.
Oh, yes, I totally do want to work on food deserts and kind of making sure that students in my community don't go hungry anymore. So.
Thank you. Oh, over here. Oh, your neighbor's ready.
Hi, how's it going, everyone? My name's Kaya. I go to UMass Boston, and something I want to change in my community is lack of education on institutional and internal racism. So, yeah.
Yes, thank you, Kaya.
Will you pass me? Oh, you go ahead. Do you want to go? Are you sure? Okay.
Hi, my name is Linden. I'm from Vermont, and I currently work at Planned Parenthood. And so my goal is to increase abortion and contraceptive access around the United States, but right now in Vermont.
Awesome. Thank you, Linden.
We'll come back to you. We'll go over here.
Hi there, my name is Samantha. I'm a junior at Boston University, and I'm also a member of a sexual assault prevention and awareness committee on our student government. And so one thing I'd like to change for our community is to make consent a pivotal and critical part of sexual education in middle school, high school, and elementary school.
Hello, everybody. My name is Stephanie. I'm an ER nurse at Norwood Hospital, and I want to continue the fight for safe limits for nurses.
Sit down to our young one down there.
Hi, I'm Maya, and I go to a tiny little Chinese immersion school in around Amherst. And what I'm really passionate about is changing a lot of cultural stigmas and issues through the way we raise children and make sure they are educated about certain topics, and that nobody is really forcing racism, sexism, transphobia on them at a very young age, so they're able to really think about the world around them.
Thank you. I'll take one more. You can just pass it down. We'll do two more right here.
My name is Callan, and I'm invested in I lost all my words. In increasing the representation of women on the city council where I'm from.
Thank you, Caitlin.
Hello, I'm Colleen. I go to the University of New Hampshire where I'm a sophomore in business admin. And what I want to do is bridge the gap between business and economics and social activism by encouraging entrepreneurs, especially women and people who are non-binary, and sort of bringing that in, especially on a sustainable level with small farmers and fisheries.
Thank you.
Thank you.
Okay, now I'm going to ask I don't need to use this. Okay, now I'm going to ask everybody just a quick question to transition just a little bit. How many offices do you think exist in terms of political offices, public offices in the United States? Any ideas? Guesses. Give me guesses. The whole United States, from your dog catcher up to the president. 600? 500,000. Who said 500,000? What? I said 900. Oh, I thought you said 5. Well, then I just gave it away. 500,000. 500,000. And of those 500,000, how many do you think are held by women? What percentage? Not much. So this is actually, say that again? Oh, not even 5%. It's actually 20, it's about 20%, dependent upon the office. You'll see here, these are the percentages of women in office in 2016 versus 2018. In Congress, we made a little bit of a jump, 23. Governors, I think we're still counting.
We're still counting.
But as of now, we're at 18%. Legislatures, again, we're still counting. There's still a lot of votes being counted, but that's state legislatures, and we're looking at about 25%, dependent upon the state, right? And mayors is 22, okay? So, and then you'll also see a lot of people are talking about this kind of surge in women in political leadership and all of that. It actually, this last election cycle, we did see a surge in women who ran and won in Democratic seats, but you'll see that it's only 20% of those party representations in Congress are women. So 80% of women in Congress are Democrats, 20% are Republican. Crazy. So at the rate in which we are electing women, we're looking at about another 100 years until we reach parity. So that's why we need all you.
Can I add something to that?
Sure. She's looking at me like, please let me add.
No. The other piece, too, about the party representation, before last Tuesday, we had 3 Democratic women to every 1 Republican in Congress. And now, does anyone have a guess of how many that number has shifted to? Tell me what your thought is. Oh, that would be like so magical, but it's 5-1. So there's 5 Democratic Congress folks to 1 Republican. Why do we think that's an issue? Just women, yeah. We're just thinking about our female statistics of what this looks like in the congressional level. I think part that, tell me more. Can everyone hear her? There's a lot of those different pieces, but the key take, yeah. The Republican Party's not represented, or like the women in Congress aren't representative of everything. Yeah, I mean, that's one of the core pieces, right, is that when you have such a huge disparity of party politics within that, you don't have someone to go across the aisle to actually write policy that could advance women's issues. And so when we think about that, I just want you all to remember these numbers because I'm hoping in 2 years they look a whole lot different. But as we get farther and farther from having folks on both sides of the aisle, it's getting harder and harder to pass policies that make sense and that women are championing. I'll stop there.
Okay, this is actually an exercise where we're going to get you up and moving. So everybody stand up. We're going to do a couple agree, disagree exercises. We're going to send the folks who agree over to this side of the room.
Of that staircase.
The folks that do not agree over to this side of the staircase and room. And if you're not sure, you can stand in the middle. Okay. All right, here we go. Women don't run for office because they fear failure. Agree, disagree, somewhere in the middle.
And we're not chatting with our partners yet. You're just going to find your side.
Disagree is over here?
No, agree is over here, disagree is over here.
I'm on the disagree side.
I'm disagreeable.
You're going to have an opportunity to share with a few folks in a minute. But we'll let folks get to their particular part on the spectrum.
How spectrum is it? Is it 1, 2, 3, or is there like 6 and 7?
It's fluid.
Okay.
It's fluid. Okay. Now turn to somebody you do not know and tell them why you're standing where you're standing.
Don't forget to share your name.
And share your name.
Okay, this is going to work. I'm like, this is going to work.
How long do I let them talk?
Are you going to have people share out?
I'm going to do like
everyone.
not everyone. Like, yeah. I'll have somebody share the next one.
It's just how fast you want to run through it. You're fine. It's only 1:33. We started at 1:15, so we're fine. This is a good one, though, to get some crowd response, so maybe just do one from
Okay.
One of each. And then the next one, you don't have to have them pair share. You can just cold call it. Yeah.
Okay.
Give them a warning. That's one way to do it. All right, let's wrap up our conversations.
Okay, somebody from the agree side. Tell me why they said agree. Yes.
Tell us your name.
Tell us your name.
Again,
Yes, sorry.
Colleen. Well, Colleen.
Lovely to meet you all. So I think that women are often made out, like, if I'm running for a political office or I'm doing something else, people are like, oh, you represent every woman. And if you fail, every woman has then failed. And we should never, because this person failed in a political office, we should never run a woman in that same office again. And so there's this extraordinary pressure where people remember women's failures far more than they remember men's. And women are aware of that. So if you are putting yourself at risk for failure, then you are thereby putting every woman that comes after you at greater risk for failure because now people believe that women can do it.
I'll take one more from the agree. Thank you. I'm going to go over to the disagree, then we'll come into the middle. Yes, right here. Tell your name.
I want to think that because they are put in the spotlight, I think that most women or some women will use that spotlight to kind of push themselves into the position of being someone that's in office. And I think that women face failures every single day. It's something that just is. And I think this is just another thing that they overcome like everyone else does. So kind of going with they aren't afraid of failure, it's more of their drive.
Anyone else over here? Yes.
I don't think it's a fear of failure as much as they don't view it as an option because you don't have any, what you said, you don't see any role models enough in either Congress, any elected position, or in leadership roles. And so you don't think it's an option.
Okay. We've got quite a few people standing in the middle here. Anybody want to tell me why they couldn't really choose a side? Yes. Mm-hmm.
Nurses, doctors, preschool teachers, things like that. But I feel like the fear factor is there, but it's not the entire thing that's stopping women. Because saying that we're just afraid of those things that takes credit away from women.
Okay. Anybody else in the middle here? Yes.
I just think it's a very individual kind of response. It's not something I think we can generalize because my fears won't necessarily be your fears. I just think it's individual.
I appreciate that. Okay, we're going to mix it up now. Next question. Agree. What did we say? We said agree over here, disagree. Oh, I'm sorry. Okay. Agree over here, disagree over there, somewhere in the middle. Women don't run for office because of social media backlash and trolling.
Talked about this morning.
No, I think it is longer. Look at the program. Okay. I'm actually not going to have you share with your partner on this one. I'm just going to have a couple people popcorn out to tell me why they're standing where they're standing. I'd like to have somebody who hasn't yet spoken to share. Gail.
dox people, they put people in danger, and if you're a woman and you have, like, even for yourself, there's a fear of just whatever they can do, because some of the things are more damaging than just trolling online. It goes deeper than that, and not a lot of people want to be exposed to that. So I definitely agree that this is one of the reasons why women wouldn't run for office.
Thank you.
Somebody in the middle? Yes.
Hi everyone, I'm Sam. I think that for some women, backlash and trolling on social media could be a reason they fear to run. I think for other women, it inspires them to run because they want to prove them wrong. So I think it just depends on the woman.
Over here? Somebody who has not spoken yet. Yes.
Hi, my name is Dahlia. I feel like something we talked about earlier this morning as well is that love your haters. So I feel like a lot of women that have decided to to run for office, has already, like, they've made that decision. That's already past them. They realize that there's going to be a lot of people that aren't going to agree with them, and many of those people are going to be women too. So I feel like, at the point of you running for office, this is one of your least worries, because you already know they're going to be there in person, they're going to be there on social media.
Thank you. Agree or disagree? Women don't run for office because of the family roles they serve. Agree? Disagree?
Family roles they serve, so like mothers,
Daughters, caregivers, breadwinners.
I haven't heard anyone say breadwinner in a long time. I'm the breadwinner of my family. I'm the breadwinner of my family.
Okay, go ahead and turn to somebody you have not chatted with yet.
Can I have somebody share something interesting they heard that they didn't think about before?
Yeah, but I think for this one we should. How much more of this do you want to do?
More. Let's end on that one.
No, I think you have to do that one. What's after that one?
Let's not do that one. Okay, so let's do two more. Qualified, or you want to do qualified or asked? Or both?
I think you should. I don't think they know that we could do a 5-minute break. No one's gonna know. I think you should do both.
Okay. Okay. We're gonna speed it up a little bit. So
please wrap up your conversations.
I'm gonna ask somebody, I actually don't mind where you're standing, but somebody to share something that they hadn't thought about before, but heard from their partner.
Let's go for someone in the back over here. Yeah, I'm looking at you. Yeah, let's go. What'd you hear? Yeah.
Oh, I'm sorry.
Oh, we're playing games with you.
We're playing games.
We're playing
Yeah,
games
shoot.
with you. We'll give you some more thinking time. Yes.
Thank you.
Okay, well, I agree with that because a lot of, I'll say what my partner here said. She did make a note that women are taught to take care of their family, where men are taught it's career first, and women are taught that it's more family first. So I think on a priority scale, their family, husband, kids, in-laws, their own parents, they're more of the caregiver type first, or instinct-wise, I would say.
Thank you.
Anybody else over here heard something that they hadn't really thought about? You're getting pointed at, my friend. Yes, you.
Oh. She had a good point. I'm Frida. I'm
Great.
from Massachusetts. And I disagree because I feel like a lot of women can go into office having children or having loved ones that they have to take care of. That shouldn't be something that has to stop you. You can be married or have 5 kids and still run for office. That's not going to stop you from taking care of them.
Thank you.
Anybody else? Yes.
As far as family roles, I feel like that could actually be part of the inspiration for running, because children and you're interested in education or their educational future, or if you have sick parents and you're concerned about healthcare, your role as the caregiver and your love for your family can actually be some of the driving force to make change.
Thank you.
We've got 2 more. Go ahead. Do you want to say?
Hi, my name's Stephanie. I think that it's a tough balancing act for women to balance the care of your family and to be in the public eye and be there for your community and also be there for your children. Unless you have a strong family that can pitch in, it's hard to balance both.
Okay, next question. Women don't run for office because they aren't recruited or asked to run. Agree, disagree, middle.
What?
Why did you want me to ask Alyssa this?
I'm like, not yet. I'll tell you. Okay. I'll just call on her.
Okay. Talk amongst yourselves for a second. Find somebody you have not talked to, please.
Tara. Can you help me hand out this other half? Thank you. Or okay, or hand them out.
Want me to do it while they're talking now?
No, hand it as they go back to. She's gonna do one more round, and then when they sit down.
Okay.
Yeah. Thank you.
So I think that part.
I don't know how to make this better.
Should be. There's 100 there. Made 100.
There's 75 people here.
You counted 75?
Not including you, Ray, and Alyssa.
Oh, got it. Okay.
Okay. Would somebody like to share over on the disagree side that I haven't heard from yet? Yes.
My name's Greta.
Wait, hold
Okay,
on,
we're going to let
let's
Greta
pause.
speak.
I'm Greta, and I think that women, that because they aren't recruited is not a reason that women don't run for office, because public office is something that you should be really passionate about. You should be running to make a difference in your community and to help better the world around you, not because someone asked you to do it. So I think just with public offices in general, when women run, it's because they have the desire to run, not because someone asked them to run.
Yes. I'm going to. Okay.
Yes, look at that. I love it.
Look at that face. She's like, really?
She's like.
Okay.
They are already passionate because they're in that community and doing what they want to do, but some might see that like they can do something else, wider. So it can be, again, either way.
Okay. Yes. Go ahead. Yes.
Women have to be asked 6 to 7 times, 6 to 7 times statistically, before they even think about running. So that's like a statistic. And men wake up in the morning, put on their pants, and say, "I think I'd be good at this," which is kind of a statistic. So whether they're like specifically said like, "Why don't you run for office?" It's a question, or like, "You really would be good at this. You should think about it." I think is kind of like they have to be told 6 to 7 times they should do it before they even start thinking about it. I want to share something.
Okay.
I'm Nishka from Worcester, Mass. I think I have a problem with these questions. I think they're generalizing us, and women aren't one way or another way. None of these questions matter. We don't ask these about men.
don't say, why do men not run? Why do this? I think it's really labeling us, and we shouldn't even think about it. They shouldn't be questioned.
No, I don't disagree. You
I don't
have to
disagree
say
with
that.
you at all.
Yeah, I mean, so, and I'll give you a little bit of, I'll give you some 2 cents of why these are the statements we choose. And so there's been lots of research done, and I think, this isn't our first rodeo at Ignite. And so these are the statements that our young women are saying, right? And so,
No, right.
Yeah, and so I think that's a really big point to make is like, why is this the path that we're walking every single day? And why when I walk outside of my home, or I did not walk outside, I walked out of my hotel today, my hotel/apartment, and I'm still a woman of color. I am X, Y, and all of these different intersectionalities, and some of these pieces have already been pushed against me. And some of them have pushed against all of us, whether we are 2 years old, 20, 30, whatever age we are going to be. And so I think that's part of this breaking the system, right? Because what we talk about at Ignite is we have never seen gender parity in this country. We haven't elected our first female president, and that 20% number is getting real old. And so how can we disrupt this narrative, and how can these not be the words that we have to live through and to keep dismantling every single day? But thank you for bringing that up. I'm sorry, we have to move on, but don't worry, it's going to get real good soon, or real better.
Well, and you can actually think about this as you get to your seat. Women don't run for office because they don't feel qualified. As you're sitting down, think about your thoughts on that question.
Oh,
I'm
girl,
sure there
of
is.
Course. Just
here.
Yes, thank you.
Can you do that or not? I don't know.
Here, Amy will move forward and I'll figure this out.
Okay. As you're sitting down,
and that's not where I can stand.
Oh. As you're sitting down, we're doing some. I think we're handing out some stuff. Are we not?
We are.
Yes. We are handing out some materials as we're sitting down. Anybody have any thoughts on this question specifically? Agree, disagree? I'm going to call on somebody I have not called on yet. This is tough. I have not called on you yet.
Hi, I'm Stephanie.
Yeah, go ahead.
Okay, cool. Everyone can see me? I'm Stephanie from Framingham State University. And what's funny is I forgot what the first question is, but I actually mentioned qualifications and reference back to today and how they were talking about, the stereotypes within men as in like, oh, I'm ready to go run, so they just pick it and go. And whereas a woman is like, I have to prove that I'm overqualified. And I think all these can tie into a fear of not winning.
Okay. Yes, and then Jess, and then we'll keep, please, tell me your name one more time. I'm sorry. Yes, I'm pointing right at you. I just don't know your name. Samantha, yes.
Mm-hmm. Like that, like for example, Alexandria Ocasio-Cortez. Every word she said is constantly scrutinized, but nobody's ever talked about how she was an educator at the National Hispanic Institute, or she, for beginnings as like a community activist, she really focused on these really tiny pieces.
Yep. Jess, do you have something to add?
Yeah, I'm Jess. I think going off your point, men are always judged on their potential, while women are always judged on their credentials and experience. So, like a man comes in in a job interview and says, I have this much potential, and they're paid on what they will be doing, whereas women are paid on what they've done. And I think we think of this in the same way when we run for office or choose to run for office, is that whether I'm
Yeah, everything under control.
Policy expert, whereas a man was just like, well, I can like ask someone for advice on that, and well, I can pretty much write a speech or have someone else write a speech for me, and I can make it look like I know what I'm talking about. So I have a lot of potential, and I think that's a huge divide that continues to persist.
Thank you. One more, and then we're going to keep going.
Just really short. I think one of the challenges that women have running through.
Hi, Ruth.
Hi. Women, especially when I think that in the office, is understanding how their skills translate in their office.
Mhm.
So sometimes, not that they don't have the skills, they don't understand how to translate those skills when they think they were in that role.
Yep.
And when you can't translate, you can't see it, you can think you're underqualified when it's really not the case.
Yeah.
Hillary Clinton is one of the most qualified candidates we've ever had. And it's just hard to watch. I worked for her already. I worked for her in the second time around. So I see somebody who's done everything in her power. And, wins a guy. So that qualifies for Hillary Clinton.
Yeah. Okay. So there are 5 steps that we're going to break down today. You all have a handout that you'll be able to take home, so you can take notes, and then you can use this as your campaign plan because you're all going to run at some point, I believe it, for something or other. The first step to really thinking about running for office is getting involved in your communities. Thinking about what issues you particularly care about. I heard somebody over here talking about food security, correct? Did I hear somebody talk? Yes, food security. I heard somebody talking about comprehensive sex education. I heard somebody making sure that people have, that we stop human trafficking was over here. Lots of different, the equity and accessibility for disabled communities or differently abled communities. There's so many different points in which you want to get involved, right? Or you champion a platform. The first thing you would do is research, right? Google is your friend. When I first started out, there was no such thing as Google, and now there's a Google. So you literally can Google human trafficking commission in Gloucester, right? There's not one. Okay.
Ooh, you gotta get one.
What? Right, exactly. So you do your research and you figure out, okay, where are the points in which my passion is aligned with what is currently happening in the community and what needs to happen in the community, and where are there political opportunities to shift power, right? So you pinpoint where you can start, and you start working yourself up the ladder, right? And then the other piece of it is you team up. You don't go at it alone. What I love about this room and what I love about New England is even though every state is different, you are close enough that somebody in Gloucester can come down to Boston and have coffee with somebody who is working in this field and learn about their experiences, right? And then you figure out where your allies are. And when all else fails, just start showing up, right? So just start going to those commission meetings that are related to the Board of Education that's making decisions about the curriculum that's taught in your school, right? Anything you want to add, Sarah?
For getting involved in your community?
Yeah.
No, I think the biggest thing is showing up. I think that all of us are like, wait, should I go to that? Should I do that? I think the biggest thing one of the things I did as a younger person is I went to my city council meetings and my school board meetings to hear what was happening in the community so that I could start to do public comment and like talk about what my experience was as a young person to color what that looks like.
How many of you have been to a town meeting? Huh.
Good.
Lovely. Awesome. What was it like? How many of you done public testimony? Tell me about your experience doing public testimony.
Yeah, sure. So there was in my district, they were going to end some funding for special education, and it was a program for the adult transitional program that my brother was going into. And so I was able to publicly testify on why this program was important and why my brother truly needed this program, especially the outreach programs where he would go to job sites and he'd be able to get that work experience, and that component of the program was going to end. So I was able to testify, my mom was able to testify, and thankfully they did not end the funding, so he was still able to be a part of that program. It was very rewarding.
That's awesome. Okay, second step, identifying the office. You need to figure out where there'll be an open seat in the upcoming election, in any upcoming election, and how do you want to impact change. There is a phenomenal website. I think it's in the handout. If it's not, write it down. I've got pens up here called www.runforoffice.org. Do you want to go there? Do we have time?
I can pull it up.
You want to pull it up?
If
Yes.
you want.
Well, I mean, I mean, you can definitely identify any seats. It tells that run for something or runforoffice.org tells you when the seat's going to become open, when the next election is. It actually tells you when the next election is. Yes, it tells you when the next election is. Now, I mean, you really do need to do your run, right? I mean, it's an experience whether you win, lose, or show up at the table, right? But it's going to be a little bit harder to raise money. It's going to be a little bit harder to get your name out there, unless you, yeah. Yeah.
Some of the incumbents that have been taken on.
Yep.
That's why I thought it was
Yeah.
interesting that you use the term open.
Yeah.
Yeah, and I think the big piece too to think about there of like our demographic is like, 5 years old to like 25, and so just really thinking about the seats that are the smaller, not smaller wins, I mean they're all wins, but like that are a little bit more accessible. So that's where we think about open seats versus trying to take out incumbents. But we definitely have students that ran this year that took out incumbents or almost took out incumbents, and so both pathways are all valid. And so this lovely website, you literally just put your address in. And so
did it work? Hadley, Mass.
You just go down. And then it tells you every single seat that's going to be open in the next in which election cycle it's going to be open on.
So you'll see here, Hadley's in Hampshire County, right?
Does anyone live in Hampshire County? Belchertown?
Belchertown. Yep. Belchertown's going to have a council position open in May 2019.
Which means that you can declare like today and start getting a campaign manager in this room. Mm-hmm. Lots of door knockers in here.
No, that's actually any
every
seat.
seat. So
that's
any election
seat.
that's coming up, sorry.
Yeah.
And I agree that open seats are easier to start out with, definitely. Name recognition, win or lose,
Yeah.
to get started. But if we want to change that 20% and make it bigger, we have to challenge incumbents.
Yes, I don't disagree.
That was my point.
Yes.
In Massachusetts, like somewhere between like 20, 70 something, if we don't, like if women don't start challenging like the primary people that sit, like we won't reach gender parity in our legislature until like a crazy amount of time.
Well, and I think the other piece of this is like you run a campaign. We have a young woman in Oakland who ran against six other people for a position that there was an incumbent. It was not an open seat. She came in third, right?
Behind the incumbent.
Behind the incumbent, but she's 27 years old. So she's done it. She knows what it's like, and she's already talking about how she's going to do it again, right? So I think in that sense, yes. I mean, get out there, go, right? But of course we tell you we do really want you to think about your research. So how many people hold the position now? Is the seat at large, or is it very district specific? Who holds that position? What kind of policies does that person have? Where do you agree, disagree, that type of thing? And then thinking about really the issues in the community that elected officials should be focused on. What's your platform going to be, right? And then just start talking to everybody you can possibly talk to about this. Get politically involved, step 3. You all talked about this, which I just think is amazing, is find out where your city council is, your town meeting, your board meeting, your school board meeting. Speak at at the public comments section. Volunteering on a campaign is huge. Key. How many volunteered this last election season? What'd you learn that you didn't know before you stepped in there? Anybody? Yes. 11 and 1, don't knock. Okay.
Nap time.
Yes. Anybody else? Yes. Yep.
And I learned how no matter how good your ideas are, it's really just about what the people in the district want. And so sometimes you have to accept that you can't win everyone over even if you have a better idea.
What else? We saw something completely shift this election cycle. A lot of people, you're going to be able to explain this much better than I am, but a lot of people, I've always said when you're running, figure out who votes, get your voter, get who voted in the last election and start talking to those people, right? Well, a lot of candidates flipped that upside down, right? Stacey Abrams,
Casio,
thank
Ayanna.
you, Ayanna Presley.
Ilhan.
They started to say, well, who's not voting and why? And they started knocking on doors at a rate in which they'd never knocked on doors before, and they started having conversations and talking to people. And that's where you set up your platform, right? That's where you feel like, and if people feel like their voices are going to be heard by you, they're much more likely to go to the polls and vote for you. Okay. Volunteering also around candidates who with aligned values. And if those candidates win, getting jobs in their offices or interning, volunteering in their offices, because then they're going to endorse you when it's your turn to run, right? And then getting appointed to a local board and commission. Is anybody on a local board or commission? What commission are you on? Cool. What's been your experience with that?
I just got appointed.
Congratulations.
Congratulations.
Was it hard to apply?
No. I reached out to the mayor's office and asked what they had openings on. And I was brought in, and they talked of one of the people that he works with, that works for him, was talking me through everything. And I just kind of got to decide which one I think suited me better. And there's a couple, and I went for that one.
Can I say something about that really
Please
fast?
do.
So I don't know if you all heard what I said this morning, but I'm also on a commission in my county, and I am literally 20 years younger than my next committee member, and I'm the only woman of color. And so when that particular county is actually like 75% people of color, and the economic differences, like I've got student loans to pay till like I'm probably gonna retire, and like the people on my committee are retired. They are retired. And so like they're like, I'll bake for our meeting tonight, and I'm like, okay, I'll DoorDash something and hope to God it gets there on time. And so like our voices are so critical, and boards and commissions are actually some of the, in addition to running for office on your campus and getting on these campaigns, is actually one of the biggest ways that you can mobilize money and decision-making power in your communities today. In a number of communities, also, some of our students were helping them get, who are undocumented or dreamers or have DACA, also have seats at the table in some of these different community boards so that they can have a voice. So if you all are interested in that, it's my big spiel these days. But we also have like boot camp training around that to really help you take that next step in that particular piece, because it's actually not hard. Like you literally can go to the mayor's office, or you can literally fill out an online application. It takes 2 minutes and submit your resume, which actually Amy had to help me on because I couldn't remember what to do on my resume. I'm like, what do I do at Ignite again? And so you just need a really cool person to help you with your resume, and then that's it. And the interview was 5 minutes, and then I was appointed for 4 years. So it's huge in decision-making power, and we move $5 million of healthcare funding. That's nuts, $5 million. Yes.
Yeah.
And so I hear that, and I think that there's ways for us to keep figuring out how to like move those mountains, because a lot of elected office is like tapping, right? Like you get to be the mayor next because you are my cousin. And so that there's a lot of that that's happening in our country, and that's not like fake or like hidden anywhere. Mm-hmm. So that's something to keep pushing around as well.
And there's some great resources here today for you all that you, if you have a chance to meet. There's a woman by the name of Jill Ashton who's here, who is, if you're in Massachusetts, she is chairs the Massachusetts Women's Commission, and she knows people in all the women's commissions and all across New England. And there's ways that you can even get, if the city or the town is kind of insular, there are positions at the state level, there are positions at the county level. Yep. I think finding a mentor is just absolutely key as well. I think there's a couple different ways you can think about mentorship. I think there's your peer-to-peer mentorship, the folks that you're going to meet today who are going to hold you accountable for that 5-year plan or that 2-year plan, or there are your professors, there are the electeds you've worked for and campaigned for. There are people, if you're in the faith-based community, there are clergy who are very connected in the community and really truly could potentially support you and think about where you shine. And then also, the last piece is really just letting your personality shine through. Be authentic, be real, right? Because that's what's going to take you the farthest. Yes?
So my dad was on city council in Linden, New Hampshire, 4 years, and there were a couple terms where the majority of the city council wasn't necessarily great, and it wasn't nothing was happening. Proposals were always getting shot down. And so what he and several other people on the council were doing was when people announced oh, I'm going to run for office, the newspaper would publish a list, and he and other people on council would call everybody on that list and be like, are you serious? Are you interested in campaigning? Do you have any experience in door knocking? And if they said yes, then they would speak to people on the council or even former councilors, and those former councilors and current councilors would literally go door knocking with them and show them the ropes. So if you think that your city council is crazy, or there are people inside the city government that are just messing everything up, I promise there are other people inside the same city government who are chill and really, really want other chill people to be with them. And either they will find you, but if they don't find you, find them, because they will be so desperate to hang out with you, and so they can quit, and you can be the person in charge. Find them. They're great.
I think what you just said in terms of building a broad network is key. Really thinking about and I think the worksheet has this on it, what are all the different boxes of people that you know, be it a schoolmate, a teacher, your former boss, right? Your mom's best friend, right? That really truly can champion you and help you think through the strategy. Okay, I'm actually going to ask, I'm going to call on Reniqua to come up. Reniqua actually is our Boston Fellow. She herself is a student at Simmons and has a very interesting story on how she became politically active. And I wanted her to just share it with you in hopes that she might inspire you all to maybe think about it as well.
Where's the mic?
It's right here.
Oh.
Okay. Sounds good. Hello, everyone. Okay, so this.
Oh, here. Well, it's because you have to turn it on.
It's off. Okay.
Try it again.
I'll help you. You're good.
Hello.
Yeah, there you go.
Got it. Hello, everyone.
Hello, Rainy.
How is everyone doing? Feeling inspired yet? Same. My first time ever getting involved in politics was very not my choice. My cousin's candidate was running for office in the U.S. Virgin Islands, where I'm from, and my dad woke me up at 8 a.m. on election day. I was about 13, so you get the day off where I'm from when it's election day. And it was great, but then my dad woke me up, as I said, and said, we need to go and help our cousin because he is trying to get people to vote for his candidate. And at the time, I wanted to be a doctor, so I was like, politics at 8 a.m. I went there, met
hundreds of people and engaged with them. And they didn't take me seriously the first time, because seeing a 13-year-old and wanting to know how did she know anything about politics? But I continued. At 15, I did a medical school program and realized that my 15-year-long dream of wanting to be a neurosurgeon was going to end because I didn't like it anymore. And for that moment, there was about 6 months where I didn't know what I wanted to do at all. And I decided, I've always loved politics. I've always loved the thrill of politics and debate. Why not go into it now? So I started to get more active and started to learn more about what's going on in my community. And I actually signed up to run for a youth council position that had just opened up. It was a new program, an initiative from Senator Positive Nelson, who is an outgoing senator currently. And basically, you would go up against any youth between the ages of 14 and 24, and you would have to debate your life away to get that position. And I was a bit intimidated walking into the big Senate chamber and having to sit in the senator's seats and debate for the first time. I mean, I was 15, you know? But I got it. And that's where it started for me. Just someone giving me that break. Just saying that, you know, I have faith that you can make a big change one day. And after that, I became the chairwoman for the Committee on Education, Youth Relations, and Health. And in that, I was helping senators currently in our legislature to pass bills that was pro the youth. And we were also holding town hall meetings, and it was great. So fast forward, I graduated high school and I moved to Boston. And it was great, but I started to feel like I needed to get involved. So I worked in China Tyler's office. She's the state rep for the 7th Suffolk District, and she had just gotten elected. And I was able to really see a woman of color in action. And I thought to myself, you know, I want to run for office, but I don't know if I can do it right now. Then I started to get involved with working with Emerge Massachusetts, and I did that. I was the fellow, and it was an amazing experience. My former boss, Ryan, is in the room, so shout out to Ryan. But it was a great experience because I love education and I believe in education reform. And I never thought about education as being a way to teach people how to run for office. That just didn't dawn on me. I thought people woke up knowing how to do that, and that was something I was lacking. So I went through that program. In that same program, I was doubling up as the academic affairs officer of my student government. And that's where I met Sara. And I was a moderator for a panel. And from that moment of just taking control of the room once again, speaking, making sure everyone was okay, that just made me feel good. And after speaking to Sara and learning more about this fellowship, I knew I had to get involved. Like, I knew this was for me. So I applied, and now I'm here in this fellowship. And it's great. You know, I've worked on about 2 or 3 campaigns since I first came to Boston, and it was a magical experience. And I just want everyone to know that it's not too late, you know? And even if you're sitting in the room and you don't know when you're gonna run, you don't know what you're gonna run for, that's why we have programs like this. And that's why you have people like Amy, me, and Sara to literally help you to get there. And I mean, it took me a long time to figure out what I wanted to run for and when. And you have to just come up with the end goal. So my end goal is that I'm going to be the president of the United States.
Yeah.
And while that might not be everybody's end goal, your goal should be to help women like me get there. So there's more of a line instead of there's, you know, you see 43 presidents, then Barack Obama, then we went back to the trend. We have to stop what's happening. And this is where we stop it. So I have business cards with me, and I'm going to pass them out to everyone. I don't care where you're from. If you need me, please contact me. And if you want to get involved more with Ignite or know how to be politically involved or politically active, I'm right here. And I'm always here to support you in anything that you do. Thank you.
Yay! Thanks, Ray.
Okay, we're going to transition to the next workshop in a couple minutes. I'll give you a little bit of a bio break. But before we do, if anybody feels so compelled to declare their political ambition today, you are in a safe room. We would love to have you stand up and say what you'd like to run for. Yes.
Hold on.
Oh, wait, we need the microphone for this.
I will get the microphone for you. I will get my Fitbit steps in. Samantha. Hold on, Tara wants to get you.
Someone's getting me? What am I doing?
She's going to video you.
Oh, okay. My name is Samantha Delgado. I'm from Texas, so I'm going to become the governor of Texas.
Yes! Come on, there's more than one person here.
Hi. Oh, sorry. Hi, I'm Gail. I'm from New Jersey, and I'm going to be running for my Board of Ed in 2020.
Yay! Anyone else? Yes.
You look like you're on the edge.
Oh, she's on the
edge on the seat.
My name is Simone Archer-Krause. I don't want to run for office, but I want to help people get to where they want to be, and I want to be Chief of Staff of the White House.
Yeah, she's going to need you. She's going to need you.
Okay.
Deep organization skills, please.
My name is Stephanie Martins from Everett and UMass Boston. I ran in 2017 against a 5-term incumbent, and it was a really close election, 200 votes away. And I'm running again. Starts again.
Hi, my name is Jamie, and I am from Connecticut. And because of the vast amount of injustices I see in the United States pertaining to education, I would like to run for Secretary of Education.
Yeah. One last one. One last one. Yes. Danielle.
Hi, my name is Danielle. I'm from Florida, and I hope to one day run for Congress.
Yes.
Okay. Now you all have a room of people who will support you in some way, shape, or form when campaigning. So please, call upon them, call upon Ignite, call upon programs like Emerge. I mean, there's so many opportunities out there for you. And you are the next generation to do this, and the generation now to do this as well. So thank you.